Good morning, everyone. It's Sal Warner. How you're doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. This early morning on a Saturday morning, I'm here with you live, bringing you the latest news on Manchester United. After a very late finish last night, it was a very late one. Two games went to extra time, of course. The second game went all the way to a penalty shootout. The first game, Spain won it in the last minute of extra time. So we're here to the end, right to the bitter end. We were here bringing you the live coverage, the live watch along of both matches. Thank you to everyone who joined me last night and watched it along with me. Almost 1,000 of you were in the house at one point, so I'm really happy about that. Thank you so much. Today is Saturday, so obviously there'll be a little bit quiet in the Manchester United merry-go-round, which is the transfer news and etc. But Manchester United have rekindled their interest in Gonzalo Ignasio. Gonzalo Ignasio of Sporting Lisbon, of course, is a young defender who can play on the left centre-back and the right centre-back. A player that we should be looking at, a player that may be a little bit of an alternative to Matthias de Ligt if it does go pear-shaped. Of course, de Ligt has had interest from other clubs, but de Ligt is intent on coming to Manchester United. Another player who has shown his doubts about de Ligt, another legend of Manchester United, which is Teddy Sheringham. Of course, earlier this week, Andy Cole had his doubts about de Ligt. Now it's Teddy Sheringham. Both players have shown their doubts about his talent in regards to signing for Manchester United, which I find a bit weird. I don't know if they watch a lot of Eredivisie or Serie A or Bundesliga, but they seem to be against the signing of de Ligt. This is a bit weird because we don't usually get this from ex-players, etc. De Ligt is obviously a very experienced player, still quite young. He knows Ten Hag, but They seem to be a bit questionable about his ability to be at United. Do you agree with Teddy Sheringham about de Ligt? Do you agree that de Ligt is not quite a Man United player? He's not ready to play in the Premier League. I don't get this thing where people say, "Oh, you're not ready to play in the Premier League. You never played in the Premier League." If there's only one way to find out. If there's lots of players who haven't played in the Premier League who end up becoming legends for Manchester United. Jaap Stam is one of them. Nemanja Vidic is one of them. None of them played in the Premier League, did they? They ended up being legends for Manchester United. So you have to give them a chance. So Manchester United have regained their interest in Ignasio. Was it Gonzalo Ignasio, the Sporting Lisbon defender? Of course, I believe he's 19 years old. Very good prospect. It'd be great if we can get a player of that ilk through the door. But it's only between him and Branthwaite. Man United will not be signing Branthwaite and Ignasio. Manchester United do want to add a younger centre-back to the mix. They want to add one up-and-coming centre-back. Branthwaite is one option. Ignasio is the other option. Branthwaite has made it clear he wants to sign for Manchester United. But Everton have not budged on their asking price of 60 to 70 million. 60 to 70 million for Branthwaite is a little bit of a stretch. I don't think we should be paying that sort of money. Do you? Do you think we should be paying 60, 70 million for a player who's relatively unproven in the top level? But 40 million, 50 million is more our cup of tea, to be honest with you. And at the moment, we have to be careful what we spend. Gonzalo Ignasio is a rope to fall on if it does go pear-shaped. In regards to Branthwaite, he's another player that could be through the door, another player who we have been interested in and has caught the eye of other clubs as well, big clubs across Europe. So it's important that we act swiftly and quickly and do not miss out on a deal for Ignasio, because I believe he's going to be one of the next big things in defensive terms. Guys, thank you. By the way, thank you for tuning in this morning. Please don't forget to smash a like and subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Another player that has been on our radar for a while, obviously it's gone a bit quiet in regards to him. West Ham United's Edson Alvarez has emerged as a target for Manchester United again. Rumours here in the Middle East is that he would like a move away from West Ham, and Manchester United is a good option for him. Now, Edson Alvarez, of course, was signed for West Ham about a year ago. Of course, was an ex-Ajax player. This begs the question: is Ten Hag really getting involved in transfers? Does he still have a final say? News was that he does. News was that Erik Ten Hag still has a big say in transfers. So Edson Alvarez, he knows very well. So he could be coming to Manchester United. That will make De Ligt and Alvarez. It's easy for you to say. Alvarez and De Ligt and Alvarez. This would be no coincidence. This would show that there is still a huge impact on Ten Hag in regards to transfers. De Ligt and Alvarez is a bit of a coincidence, isn't it? Now, another rumour is going around and floating around is that Manchester United are exploring a possibility of bringing Ruben Neves to Manchester United. Ruben Neves is, of course, at Wolves. Manchester United are looking for alternatives and basically ropes to fall on should other deals go pear-shaped. Of course, United look likely to sign Ugarte this summer. Ugarte has made it clear he wants to come to Manchester United and has given Manchester United the green light to sign him. Although Manchester United still have to accept a deal with PSG, the fee may be a stumbling block. So Manchester United have sought out other alternatives just in case this deal doesn't go through. Ugarte is my preferred player in the midfield. He would make a very, very good signing for me. Got that South American grit about him and very good player for Uruguay. And I believe he would be making a very good signing for Manchester United. Of course, it hasn't quite worked out well for him at PSG, but who makes it at PSG, to be honest with you? Who does well at PSG? Give me your answer on that on a postcard. Tell me, who does well for PSG? Ugarte would be a very good signing for Manchester United. And I would be excited if he came to Manchester United and played in our midfield. But Manchester United have sought after alternatives, just in case this deal doesn't go through. Edson Alvarez is a target for Manchester United. Of course, he's got Premier League experience and he knows Ten Hag. Ruben Neves is another target for Manchester United, and of course he has Premier League experience. So obviously with Ineos, they're really looking into players having Premier League experience. They're big on that. They want players to have Premier League experience and don't want players to be too closer to 30 than mid-20s. So Ruben Neves would contradict that, but they are still quite young, and who knows what happened in the midfield department. Now, Arsenal have shown interest in Xerri, but Xerri has rebuffed any approach for Arsenal because he wants to go to Manchester United. Xerri has already set his heart on going to Manchester United. Arsenal are trying to come in to nick the player, basically, and it is kind of disrespectful to the club. Of course, we've been after him all summer, but Arsenal have come in and said that they want him because they don't have a really good scouting network, so they want to come and take our players that we are after, that we had on our radar first. But Joshua Xerri wants to sign for the bigger club, which is Manchester United. Despite Champions League football, he wants to come to Manchester United, and he has already set his heart on coming to Manchester United. There have been other interests in Xerri. Xerri, of course, plays for Bologna in Italy and also Holland as well. We'll be playing, hopefully be playing tonight, so we'll be seeing a little bit about Xerri. Holland will be playing Turkey tonight, of course, after the England game, which we look forward to with anticipation. And other teams who come in for Xerri have been rebuffed by Xerri and his agent. Manchester United have already had an agreement with his agent. His agent, of course, wants 13 million euros to wear a suit, to put some data in a spreadsheet. It's crazy, isn't it? I should be an agent. 13 million euros when the player's worth 40. That's crazy, isn't it? Now, there is a battle for Mason Greenwood in regards to players going out. Marseille and Lazio are battling it out for Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood, of course, had so many issues last season, and it was unfortunate what happened to Mason Greenwood. But Marseille of France and Lazio of Italy have battled it out for Mason Greenwood. Of course, Lazio came in with an offer of 17 million, a very strange, weird offer of 17 million plus a 10% sell-on clause for Mason Greenwood earlier this month. But Manchester United basically said that offer is totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. We're not going to accept an offer of 17 million plus 10% of the selling on fee. Are we a charity? As I said before, we are not a charity. We are not pound stretchers. We don't do things like that. We don't sell players, great players, generational talents, for peanuts. If you want the player, you have to sign the player for the amount that is allocated. Now, no agreement has been made between Jadon Sancho and Juventus as of yet. Jadon Sancho, of course, Manchester United are desperate to get off the books. Juventus are desperate to sign Jadon Sancho, but the transfer fee could be a stumbling block. Obviously, Juventus have inquired about the possibility of swapping to Federico Chiesa for Juventus for Sancho, which I feel would be a very shrewd business move. think if we got Chiesa through the door, I'd be very happy with that. A very talented individual, quick, dedicated, wears his heart on his sleeve, can assist, can score goals. I think he would make a very good signing for Manchester United if we did swap Chiesa for Sancho. Although, do I think it will happen? Probably not. Probably won't be. They're probably a bit far-fetched, I think. I think signing a player like Chiesa, swapping him for Sancho. I think swap deals are always very difficult to do because of agent fees, this, that and whatnot, and whether the player wants to go or not. But we do need to get rid of Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho needs to go. And if we get a deal with swapping for Chiesa, I'll be all for that. Now, Chiesa and Sancho, who's worth the more? Who gives money? Would it be a swap deal? Would it be swap deal with cash? Who would give the cash? Personally, at the moment, I think Chiesa's worth more. What do you think about that? Do you think Chiesa's worth more than Jadon Sancho? I'm not too sure. It's a bit level at the moment. It's a bit come see, come sa at the moment. But Jadon Sancho looks likely to leave the club this summer, and Manchester United are desperate to cash in on Jadon Sancho or do a good swap deal with Juventus for Chiesa. Chiesa would fit Man United like a glove because he is quick, he can assist, and we have been missing assists from the wings. So Chiesa, of course, had a fantastic European Championships in 2020, caused England a lot of problems, caused many teams a lot of problems, and he would make a very good signing for Manchester United if we got Jadon Sancho through the door. Killing two birds with one stone, as they say. We do need to kill two birds with one stone. At this time, we are running out of time. 15th of July, we have our first pre-season game against Rosenborg, and we need to get a move on quickly. Manchester United, of course, in the past, have not had their players through the door quick enough. They haven't acted quick enough in the transfer market, and we want to change that mode. Ineos are supposed to be there to change that mode. At the moment, nothing has happened. No one has left. No one has been signed. But we hope within the next few days, next week, that things will move quickly, and we will get a few players through the door quickly to fit in to our pre-season plans, because we want the players to come in and we want the players to settle down at the club and fit into Ten Hag's tactical plan. We don't want players coming in 3 days before the game and we're all over the place like we have been in the past, which is why we do have bad starts to the season and we do lose games. So it's important. Ineos, Ruben Neves, Rene Hake, Wilcox, Barada, all of them, the recruitment officer that is just signed, we need to get together and we need to get business done quickly. Players in, players out. We need to smoothen it out. We are creased up like a creased up jumper at the moment. We need to iron everything out, and we need to do it like the washing up that hasn't been done in the sink. We need to get it washed up quickly. We need to get those signings through the door quickly, because I want our team to be ready for the season opener against Fulham, and I want a good performance against Fulham, and I want us to get off to a winning start, because you know the vultures will be there ready. They'll be ready for the Ten Hag outers will be ready to come out and give it their large, give it all this this ball fraud, we told you, blah, 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 we told you about Ten Hag, we told you, you didn't listen, rah, rah, rah. We're going to hear that, ain't we? So we've got to be careful, we've got to be careful, and we've got to get off to a really good start. And to do that, we've got to get our players through the door, we've got to be ready, we've got to be tactically ready, we've got to have pre-season under our belt with a full squad of players who have come in. We need to be smart, we need to be clever, not being stupid. Do you know what I mean? So we need to get those players through the door. And hopefully this season we will have players through the door. Of course, it was a big week for Erik ten Hag. Of course, signing an extension to his contract, which was good news. Of course, had to an extra, so that's 2 years for Ten Hag next season. It's a good move. Of course, it shows stability. Some will say, oh, he's only giving him a year contract extension, so you know that sends out the wrong message. I disagree. He's got 2 years, and if he does well, that would be offered a new contract. He will be offered a new contract, would be 4 years. Now, Ten Hag has openly said that he wants a couple of players in through the door, including Gutierrez as a left back. He's after Miguel Gutierrez for a while now, and said that he does need a left back to cover that left back position, because obviously of course Luke Shaw and Malacia have not been fit and cannot be relied upon next season. So we need to have cover in that position, especially left-sided players, because we lack them. Alex, how you doing, man? Good morning, a happy Saturday. Good to see you here, my man. So Yeah, so left back is a priority for Manchester United, and I believe it should be. Everything's gone quiet in regards to Chevy Simmons of Holland. Chevy Simmons has, of course, shown interest in Manchester United over the last few weeks, but it has gone quiet. Nothing solid as of yet. Of course, some players have gone very quiet at the moment, and Manchester United seem to be working behind the scenes. I wouldn't say that they're not doing nothing, but I believe that they are working behind the scenes. Frimpong as well. Frimpong, who I'm a big fan of. I think Frimpong will be good cover in that right back position. I felt like that right back position, we do need cover. We've got Dalla, of course, but of course we do need cover in that right back position. In particular, if Aaron Wan-Bissaka leaves. If Aaron Wan-Bissaka leaves, we do need cover. We do need fullbacks. We need to get a move on. Of course, now Todibo will not be signing for Manchester United. It looks certain that he won't be signing for Manchester United. UEFA have released a veto that Manchester United will be playing in Europe with Nice next season. Of course, there was speculation that Manchester United or Nice won't be able to play in the Europa League at the same time. But UEFA have confirmed that Manchester United and Nice can play in the Europa League at the same time. So that's good news. But they also confirmed that Todibo cannot sign for Manchester United, which is disappointing news. But it's very, very important that we move on for Todibo. Of course, De Ligt looks like he's coming through the door. De Ligt could be the first player through the door. Of course, there are teams trying to hijack the De Ligt deals, but De Ligt, you're not getting him. You're not getting him because he wants to come to Manchester United and set his heart on coming to Manchester United. As you do, Manchester United is the bigger club, the more attractive the proposition, despite Champions League football. Doesn't matter if you're in the Champions League football, that's irrelevant because you're not winning it. So it doesn't matter. Manchester United looks certain to sign De Ligt, and he should be through the door within the next week. And God help me if I'm wrong, because we do need players through the door, and we need players to integrate into the team quickly and smoothly. So we have next season a clean slate with the full team, with the first team, all trained up, all pre-seasoned up, and we're ready to go. Now, in other news, Manchester United, of course, yesterday I reported Manchester United are looking at a couple of youngsters. One of the youngsters was Mikey Moore. Mikey Moore, of course, has had the interest of Manchester City as well. Of course, Mikey Moore is on Tottenham Hotspur's books. Very talented young player, and Manchester United are looking to bring in a couple of good prospects from other youth teams to integrate into the Manchester United youth team. Manchester United are looking to promote a couple of youth players to the first team squad and want to replace those youth players with up-and-coming players such as Mikey Moore. Not only Mikey Moore, Slovakian winger Samuel Lusale is also been interested in the likes of Ineos, who want to bring him in. He's currently on the books at Crystal Palace, and they want to bring him in to the youth team of Manchester United, and also promote a couple of players from the youth team. Who do you think we should promote? Good morning, Alex. Yes, UEFA transfer ban on Todibo seems like a punishment rather. I agree. I don't agree with it. I think what's the point of having rules if rules can be bent? Manchester City have been bending the rules for a long, long time now. Obviously, they bent the rules with, was it Savage? And they bent the rules. They've done a deal with Torres in France. And what's the point of having these rules if you can bend these rules? It doesn't make sense. You know, it seems like they're punishing Todibo. It seems like they're punishing Manchester United as usual. Hated, adored, but never ignored, as they say. We always have problems. Teams, UEFA, FA, or Premier League referees always want to give us a hard time, but that's okay. Through adversity to the stars, as they say, we will get to where we want to go, and we will show them up for what they really are. They will show them up. Of course, there was rumours that Manchester United were willing to take UEFA to court. Nothing of that yet in regards to Todibo. It may be Ineos just don't have the time. They've got a lot to do. There's a lot of work to do at Old Trafford. They don't have time to have a court case, so to speak. Having a court case in that time when we need transfers in, we need players out. It's hard, you know. So we got too much to do. We got a lot on our plate. This is why we've employed recruitment officers and things like that. Of course, back in the day, Sir Alex Ferguson used to do all that work. He used to do every single job, so we got used to that. But unfortunately, he was just a genius and just one in a million. So it's never going to happen again, is it? So we need these people to come in to do a job, and we need to get a move on. In regards to Todibo, it's a disappointment. He'll probably go to another club now, which is sad, and it's really ridiculous, to be honest. The rules in UEFA are sad. Of course, UEFA are intent on ruining the game. Of course, the yellow card business in the Euros, get a yellow card in the first game, you get a yellow card in the quarterfinal, you miss the semi-final. It's just pathetic. They're intent on ruining the game. They're intent on disallowing goals, finding reasons to disallowing goals rather than finding reasons to allow goals. UEFA are a problem. They always have been a problem. They're ruining our game, and of course, we'll never forget the Super League debacle that they started and trying to ruin our game. Tony, Flora, what's going on again? Good to see you again, mate. Thank you very much. I'm keep going. I was up late last night to the early morning, so I'm here this morning giving you the news. Waking up bright and early. It's all dedication. It's dedication. But I love speaking about Manchester United. International football was a bit of a bore. Was bore last night. Honest to God, really, really boring. But sad for Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, who probably played in his last tournament, was knocked out last night, of course, on penalties against France. So that might be the end of Cristiano Ronaldo in regards to Portugal. What do you think? Will Ronaldo play for Portugal in the World Cup in 2 years? He will be, 40, 41? Who knows? But for me, I think it's time to hang up the boots for Ronaldo. It's over for him. Lots of good young players coming through at Portugal, and I was watching the game yesterday, and it's sad. People get old. People move on. People, legs start to creak, hips start to hurt. And that's it. And that's what happens. And people have to move on. Unfortunately, this is the way of the beast. Unfortunately, of course, I reported yesterday Manchester United are interested in left back Ferdi Kodioglu as well. Speaking of left backs, Manchester United are interested in Miguel Gutierrez, and for Ferdi Kodioglu. Kodioglu has reached the quarterfinal with Turkey in the European Championships and has impressed. He's been one of Turkey's best players. I'm very impressed with him, and if we can get a left back through the door, of course, we do know that Luke Shaw needs to kick up the backside every now and then when it comes to competition. So bring a Ferdi Kodioglu through the door, a determined player who has his heart in his sleeve, who can assist, who can run, who's a very good player in regards to output and defensively. It would be a very good coup for Manchester United. Of course, he's had a very good season for Turkey now. He's had a very good European Championship. So obviously Fenerbahce are going to make him take advantage of that, and they're going to raise the price to tenfold, to be honest with you. And do you blame them? That's what happens when you don't scout players early. That's what happens if you don't look around Europe for the next big thing. If I was Ineos, if I was the Glazers or whatever, I would have looked at Kodioglu a long time ago, because I would look at the European Championship qualifying stage, for example, and say, who is Kodioglu? We need a left back. Let's look at this Kodioglu. And what team it is, if it was Croatia as well, I look at the Croatian league. Who's that left back? Who's Ukraine? The same thing. We have to do that. We have to be more savvy when it comes to scouting players. We can't keep missing out on players and then signing players for ridiculous amounts of money. Ferdi Kodioglu now will go for 40 to 50 million pounds when we could have got him for 20, 25 million pounds. He should have been scouted a long time ago. Our scouts need to get a move on, need to be ready to pick up the next big thing. We can't keep paying fortunes for players, of course. We need to find some bargains as well. Now, in regards to other news in the realms of Manchester United, I've gone on about Jared Branthwaite. Victor Roque is off the line now. Victor Roque, we will not be signing Victor Roque. Victor Roque will be staying at Barcelona for the time being. Of course, there was rumours that Victor Roque would be coming to Manchester United a while ago, but he won't be coming to Man United right now, unfortunately. So England play tonight. Who's ready for the England game? Who's supporting England tonight? Of course, I hope that Kobe Mainoo plays for England tonight. He should be playing for England. Rumours is that Gareth Southgate is going to change the formation. Changing the formation in the quarterfinals, formation that England have not played in years, is a very, very foolish move. But it's up to him. He's going to die on this hill, and it's up to him if he wants to do it. And in my personal opinion, you can't be changing the team to three at the back. It takes time to implement this and to perfect it. If we're going to play three at the back, with especially having players who have not played for England, Konza, for example, it's going to be a difficult thing to achieve. My only worry is with England is that if they do play two fullbacks and they play three at the back, is that they play Trippier as a right wing back. They have to play Trent Alexander-Arnold as a right wing back and play Kyle Walker as a right centre back. They have to do that. If they end up playing Trippier, I'll be absolutely disgusted, because Trippier, for me, in my humblest of humble opinions, he's overrated. He has been for a long, long time, but he seems to be a favourite for Gareth Southgate. They kicked him out of Atletico Madrid, weren't good enough, and he's not good enough at the elite level. Not bad player, but just not at elite level. Trent Alexander-Arnold is one of the best right backs in the world. He should be playing that right wing back position. If we do play three at the back, Kyle Walker should move in on that right centre back, and Trent Alexander-Arnold on the right wing back. It's no brainer. And if Luke Shaw plays, it's a big, massive risk. Luke Shaw hasn't played a game since February. So if we're going to bring Luke Shaw into the fold, it is a big, big, massive risk. I don't want him to get injured again. We need Luke Shaw next season. Don't risk him if there's no need, if we can't. But if they do play him, I hope he does well, and I hope he builds his fitness, because we do need fitness as well. He hasn't got fitness going for him at all, has he? So yeah, so that's it basically for the news on this Saturday morning. Thank you so much for everyone who's joined me this morning. It is what is the time here? It is around 10:30 in the morning in the UAE, and of course it is about 7:30 in the UK. I will be bringing you news from Manchester United when it breaks. Of course, it's a quiet day in regards to Manchester United, so of course we will be repeating some news in regards to Manchester United unless anything breaks. There is news breaking here and there, but nothing solid as of yet. So I'll be here whenever the news breaks. I'll be here every morning for Break of Dawning. I'll be here with you guys to give you the latest news. I want to thank everyone for tuning in this morning, for Breaking Dawn. Don't forget, I'll be here tonight for the England game against Switzerland. England against Switzerland tonight. I'll be on there from 8 p.m. Middle Eastern time, 8 p.m. Middle Eastern time, 4:45 UK time, 6:45 p.m. 7:45 p.m. Middle Eastern time. I'll get it right in the end. It's really difficult to get used to these time differences, isn't it? I'm becoming like a time man at the moment, like calculating the time in the UK to calculating the time in the UAE. It's a bit crazy. So I will be live from 4:45 p.m. UK time, 7:45 p.m. UAE time. 100% confirmed, signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours. Tonight, you've got that package all signed and delivered. You've got Salzy's package all signed and delivered for you for the watch along of England against Switzerland. We will be going through the emotions tonight. We will be looking forward to seeing Kobe in the team, Kobe Mainoo running that midfield again, showing all the senior pros up. Hopefully Harry Kane doesn't get in the way of Kobe Mainoo by coming into midfield and giving us grief again. What a prat. Now, Manchester United, of course, have a pre-season game against Rosenborg coming up. They have quite an intensive pre-season schedule. I have a number of people, friends of mine, who go into the Rosenborg game, and hopefully we will be reporting on the Rosenborg game when it does come. I believe we're kicking off on the 15th of July. We will be playing Rosenborg in pre-season, and hopefully by that date, 99.9% of our business is done. Hopefully by that date we have everything signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours. So yeah, hopefully have everything signed, sealed, delivered, and everything is in place, and Ten Hag has the maximum opportunity to be successful, because that's what it's about. It's about Ten Hag, and Ten Hag having the tools to be successful. We cannot go into a building site without the tools to build. Ten Hag needs the tools to build. He needs his ammunition to go into next season, unlike previous seasons, and get off to a flying start with his players in the team, with his tactics implemented. We need that this time. It's a thing that we have been sadly missing for so long, and we seem to get off to bad starts all the time. Ten Hag has had a couple of iffy starts to his seasons, and there's obviously been reasons for that. There's been multi-layered reasons for that. We need Ten Hag to have his full squad before the start of the season, guys. Yeah, we need it. So we need everything up and running, and we need Ineos to get a move on, so to speak. Let's hope they are moving, because it's going a little bit stale at the moment, and we're not signing any players. Of course, I have a lot of players here on my list who Manchester United are interested in and are acquiring about. Of course, there was another one in Anthony Gordon, which now Liverpool have come in for Anthony Gordon. Newcastle United need to raise money and raise money quick. But what is confirmed is that Manchester United will sign Matthijs de Ligt for 42 million by next week, I hope. He will be through the door by next week, I hope. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm giving you the news. I'm giving you what I hear over here in the UK, around Europe. Thank you so much for joining me today. You guys have been immense. Now, one other bit of news. This Lukaku news that came out last week, by the way, I forgot. This Lukaku news that Romelu Lukaku was going to come back to Manchester United is completely flawed. News is that this is not true. Lukaku representatives were making noise about Manchester United in a way that manipulates the media, so to speak, that Lukaku is wanted again. Lukaku could be going to a big club. Manchester United could be wanting him. It's all to do with PR. It's all to do with promotion. So people do get interested in Lukaku and people do sign Lukaku. Of course, Lukaku's gone off the radar. Lukaku is very poor in the European Championships. Lukaku looks a bit timberish. He looks a bit hefty, a bit too muscly in my opinion. He will not become Manchester United. That would be a terrible move for Manchester United. It would be an absolute travesty if we signed Lukaku again. He's just not what we need. We do not need another bouncy castle at Manchester United. Thank you very much. Thanks, but no thanks, Lukaku. You're a good servant, but you're not a Manchester United player. Paul Pogba. Another thing, Paul Pogba, just quickly. Paul Pogba, of course, is who's suspended for a couple of years, has had his suspension potentially revived, cancelled, basically. His suspension will be no longer, and his suspension will be cut in half. Rumour is that Paul Pogba has spoken about Manchester United and how he would like to go back to Manchester United. You've got more chance of Elvis Presley coming back to Manchester United than Paul Pogba come to Manchester United. And you know Elvis Presley never played for Manchester United, so you know the odds on that is 0. Paul Pogba will not be coming back to Manchester United, and the relationship between Manchester United and Paul Pogba, as talented as the player he is, was completely ruined at Old Trafford, between the fans, between the player, between the club, between the manager. It was destroyed. Paul Pogba is obviously a very talented player. Of course, has ruined himself a little bit with these allegations that are floating about substance use, etc. It's sad in many ways, but we will not be taking Paul Pogba, and we do not want Paul Pogba back at Old Trafford. We have enough problems as it is without having to worry about Paul Pogba and players who cause problems at the club. That was a bit of a way out there news, a couple of way out there news. I will be bringing you some way out there news every now and then, because there is that kind of rumours going around. It is silly season, pre-season, silly season. It is, and you are going to get some crazy storylines coming through the airwaves. But I'm going to try and separate the bull from the facts. And I'm going to say Pogba and Lukaku are bull. The rest, De Ligt, are facts. De Ligt will be coming to Manchester United. I'm an 80% club. De Ligt will be coming to Manchester United. Of course, Xerri as well. I believe he will come to Manchester United. Ten Hag has got involved in this Xerri deal. He has spoken up about the Xerri deal, and I believe he will be coming to Manchester United, despite Arsenal trying to get their mittens on our targets. They've already got Calafiore, of course. Manchester United were interested in Calafiore briefly. No one knew who Calafiore was before the European Championships. Everyone jumping on him now. Of course, it's a very silly way to do business, isn't it? They're not knowing who a player is without just scouting the player first. You just go by, oh, he looks good, let's sign him. It's like Championship manager. It's ridiculous. Guys, thank you so much for joining me this morning. You guys are the best. Don't forget to drop a like, smash a like, whatever you want to say, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be here tonight for the watch-alongs, guys, and keeping you up to date with that latest Manchester United news. I will be here right now. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Alex. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. You have a great Saturday. Enjoy your day with the family and friends. And don't forget, the watch along is tonight, England against Switzerland. It's the big one. Take it easy, guys. Peace.